For all those Cookiepawz Hyperfix superfans checking the description again, first of all, you can do better than this. Do your homework, go to work, read a book, get better at drawing or any other hobby, talk to a friend, hug a tree, anything that isn't ruminating on a dead channel. This is actually advice to myself. I've been thinking and analyzing my past self, and I think I've realized the problems with myself. I was a huge people-pleasing pushover who didn't know how to say no or set boundaries and felt a lot of pressure and anxiety to keep my channel alive. Reading through my old descriptions, a lot of them were trying to come up with excuses for not being active, such as school or medical reasons. Hell, I even apologized for being inactive because my dad was in the hospital. Like JFs, you don't need to apologize for that. You don't owe anyone content or your activity. Family comes first way more than whatever's going on online. I realized I felt like I had to find some sort of valid reason to justify being inactive, or I would feel guilty. At the end of the day, I don't owe anyone on here anything. I don't even make money off videos. Yet I felt like if I wanted to take a break or leave just 'cause, then I was a bad person because I was abandoning loyal fans. I didn't know how to create a balance and still don't know how. So completely cutting myself off was the best way to maintain my sanity. At the start of my channel, I was having fun making content and pumping out 4 videos in a day at some point. It was just a small, close-knit community, and I was enjoying it. But when I left, I realized I wasn't happy with what I was doing anymore. I initially went on this site to entertain and get noticed in return, but I guess it slowly became meaningless, and all I ended up focusing on was the numbers. I know younger me and a lot of my subs would think I'm crazy for wanting to throw away what I have, to throw away an audience, support, attention, etc. But it all became bleak in some sort of way. Not to mention I've strangely been slowly feeling uncomfortable with being idolized. I'm just some average dude on the internet. I also feel like I've grown up from childish content, but my audience didn't really grow with being me. I felt like my only value online was my content. I mean, that's the case for most content creators. It's not exactly a bad thing if that's your career or hobby, etc. But I think it just felt too dehumanizing for myself to be reduced to what I make. And I started placing my self-worth into whether or not my content was good, and that mindset wasn't healthy. Nobody really cared about me, only my content, and that's okay. You don't have to care of the personal life of some stranger online, but that just wasn't for me. And don't get me started on Twitter. This can apply to most social media platforms, but Twitter, actually, it's called X now, is a toxic site that only rewards gooner content and is full of engagement bait and racism and is littered with bots and blah blah. I remember when I was active on my second Twitter account, I wanted it to be a space where I didn't care if PPL liked what I posted. I'd just post doodles or random stuff that happened in my day. When I posted about fandoms and other things I liked, nobody gaff and even my doodles didn't get much attention. But the moment I posted a low-effort sketch of Exomi that was a little suggestive, suddenly it blew up with likes. I know I sound like we live in a society SMH, but it was just discouraging. I'm still in college. I didn't do well in some classes since I was still suffering from internet addiction, but I'm slowly making progress. And a few months ago, I had to be hospitalized for a while, and I'm still recovering, but I'm doing better than I was before. So yay, so am I returning? Yes and no. I'm still kinda anxious to post on my main channel. I don't really like having a lot of eyes on me anymore, and I have compulsions to constantly check what's going on in my channel, and that would distract me from college. And social media sites like Twitter are way out of the question. However, for now I've decided to just chill and post art on Toy House. It's a lot more low-key since you need an invite code to use it, and there's no urge to pump out content or get popular. I just post because I want to without caring if PPL like it or not. So yeah, https chawstoyhow.seg cocaine also, this isn't me OFC, but I agree immensely with what this person said here and it really opened my eyes. https web.archive.org webchi 2023-09260. Anyways, thank you for reading. Thanks for remembering me even if my goal for a while was to fall into irrelevancy and quit the internet. Haha. Thank you for being a fan. I appreciate you a lot, parasocially. Still trying to figure myself and my life out, but I'm getting there one step at a time. Best Cookie. Nowadays, I get really anxious being a public figure. There's a lot of people from my past like ex-friends, stalkers, groomers, etc. that I don't want to perceive me. This anxiety got really bad for a while and I thought I was happier being gone for good. However, I miss sharing my work with a lot of PPL. I miss being creative and having an audience. I was prepared to quit and just be glued to my college studies, but IDK anymore. I was already scared to even just be on Toy House and be perceived again, but after a while it became easier and my worries subsided. Now that I'm less anxious, I've been considering returning to Twitter and/or YouTube, but it's not really set in stone since it's still a big leap for me. I think me wanting to return also ties back to a few months ago, when I was in the hospital on the verge of death. Life's too short to be anxious about things that don't matter. I realized my life could have ended there, and there were so many things I never got to share or create, and I don't want to make that mistake again. I want to share stories. I don't just want to completely waste away with my head in the books. But there's also my dad that has high expectations for me to become a doctor and go to med school, and, it's hard to find a balance, and it's a whole thing I'm too tired to type out now. But, yeah,